right, so what do you want to take out of what we saw on the weekend? There's a little bit of connoisseur's choice as to how much you want to read into it, how much you want to extrapolate. So we thought, give me something that you liked.
Well, it happened a while ago, but I liked that Ross Lyon's back coaching. I remember, and also like Brisbane, Jerry.
It's all right. This is our pre-season.
That's our pre-season. Not here.
You skipped one page too many.
I did. Sorry. Brisbane. Of course, I like Brisbane. On Thursday night, when I saw Brisbane play, I thought, my God, this is early in the season to be playing at that high level. It's a long, long season, and to get to this level early, I thought, okay, we have seen the capabilities of the Lions in the first week of football season. And everyone watching would have thought, ooh, they're good. Gunston, Ashcroft. How good's young Ashcroft? Yeah. You know, and Josh Dunkley. They're three starting 18 players, you know, and they've got improvement in their young fellas in the back half. They were really, really impressive. But one was Geelong are coming off the premiership. They're not playing in March, mate. They're not playing in March. A lot of teams don't play in March. It was a hit out. Well done to Brisbane, but they're not getting ahead of themselves. They were very good, though.
Good signs.
They were very, very good. You?
Well, I can't remember a team quite as sharp at this time of year as Melbourne has been through both their match sim and their formal match. So this is a team that is clearly gagging to get into the season, and I'm sure a lot of that is in the disappointment that they feel out of last year and what they've looked to rectify and implement, and they are just so ready to go. So I made the reference. They're trialling like black caviar.
Yes,
and they look like a team who will put together a picket fence at the start of things. So the intercept game was there, which we know so well. There was ferocity, the fierce running, which is trademark at this time. The ball movement, it was all there.
They're the highlights when you just talk about that. Every coach would say, right, move the ball, right? This is the new thing in football, move the ball forward. Just try. If you make mistakes, it's okay. They would have watched Melbourne on the weekend, Jared, and said, wowee. Now, that's what you call ball movement. Because you can get options, but you've actually got to run to be the option, and then you actually got to take the option. So there's a lot of decision-making to be made, and Melbourne did it. I watched it and thought, wow, have a look at this. Then I thought, does Richmond play good football in March? And I thought to myself, Jared, I can't remember one single game from the pre-season last year.
No.
Or the year before, or the year before that. I'm not talking down the events of the weekend, but they're not memorable. I don't know if they have a huge impact.
So there's a bit to glean, but you can totally overreach. And the thing is they're usurped as soon as we see the first round, when you actually get the measure. So all it really does is just set you up. So what are we on alert for come round one? But I tell you, I would think everybody across the competition has seen the standard, and the standard's Melbourne.
Everyone who's picked their top 8, have you picked your top 8 yet? We've all had to do it. Everyone's done it at home. People have got Brisbane and Melbourne in the top 4, and they played like they were top 4 teams on the weekend. So that wasn't really a surprise.
It's very reassuring.
It's like, wow, yeah, that's fantastic. Try picking the bottom 4 of the 8. That's a lot harder.
Well, a little bit of that probably comes next. One thing that amuses me, probably more than it should, but you knew that this would amuse me. So the curiosity of what happened in the second quarter with Melbourne's 9th goal. So Spargo long to the square. Chandler gets pushed in the back. Free kick. Ball hits the post. Goes over the line. Rolls back. Now, if we're running rascalish behaviour again with Jack Riewoldt, and I've been waiting all weekend to find the right camera angle just to fully satisfy my curiosity as to what happened here, I give you Max Gawn as rascal. Now, come the season proper, there's no way known this stands as a goal. This is the greatest stretch on advantage that you could ever imagine. The ball trickles back into the field of play and he just taps it over. Umpire satisfied. Saves us all a bit of time. Max, you can have a goal.
How good's that?
That's just
How good's that? What about Gawn and Grundy?
Yeah.
What to watch, mate? What do you watch?
Any concerns?
Yeah. A few, actually. I mean, I'm not jumping the gun. It's only a practice match. But there wouldn't be an Essendon supporter happy with what happened at Moorabbin on the weekend. And people said, oh, it was windy. Wind. It wasn't about that. Essendon have been telling everyone all summer, we're not ready yet. They're the only team in the AFL, Essendon, who tell their fans, we're not ready yet, it's going to take time. That's OK. Essendon have only been saying it for 15 years. No worries, we'll do it again. Compare that to Collingwood last year. Did Craig McRae walk in and say, we're not ready, we're young, we're building? Craig McRae walked in and set a mindset, anything's possible. Ross Lyon, anything's possible. Essendon, well, we're young. We're young. So what sort of mindset's that? Why don't you hit it with everything you got from the start? No excuses. We're not dumb. We can see if they're playing kids. You've got enough experience there. But straight away, Essendon people thinking, oh, well, we're no good. They keep telling us we're young and we're probably not going to be great this year. So I thought that was really disappointing. North Melbourne, we don't know how competitive they are. And of the top bracket, I thought the Gold Coast Suns were pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, they would be disappointed. They would be disappointed. You?
So high-end consideration, Carlton, just a few of the foibles that they're going to have to iron out to take the steps that I presume they should be ready for. And they couldn't cover the big-name absences. They were vulnerable to momentum surges and they looked a bit shaky down back.
Tick,
still.
tick.
So the three foibles out of last year, I would like to have seen them closer to rectified, just in the dress rehearsal. So this only lasts as long as it takes to front up to Richmond and see what it looks like on the Thursday.
They can turn it around. They're trying to get stronger and they're trying to get faster. And by faster, they get Blake Acres, but faster ball movement as well. What disturbed me the most is we had watched a game of football and a player had 45 touches and kicked 3 goals. Is that a little... Is any red flags going off anywhere? Can we do something? Are we dress rehearsing to maybe shut down or get an accountable midfielder on this bloke? Or we're just letting it go? We're going to go, right, let's let it go, head to head. We've got no Cripps, we've got no Walsh, we'll let him go. I thought, wonder what the thinking was there, and I didn't quite hear an answer.
Yep. So let's see. And the other one is Port blew the start so badly last year. I hope they're more ready than they look.
They looked ragged, didn't they?
Yeah, I couldn't quite figure them out in the West Coast. So Fremantle, I suspect, is high in form, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I hope they're more ready than they looked in these 2 matches, and we'll know that when they play Brisbane at Adelaide Oval in the first round.
Yeah, really interesting, really interesting.